Coming up on Look Today, well, we've got an update on the water contamination problem in Hoosick Falls. I've got details. And 2 Lake George hotel projects will be completed this summer. More on that coming up. And we have our weekly Look at the Movies with Jackson Murphy. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone and happy Friday. I'm Jay Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with Gary Guilfoyle and Denny Fillmore. Now they're the co-race directors of Code Blue's Blue Needs You. Now that's an 8K run that's happening this weekend in Saratoga. I also sit down with Seth Breedlove. Now that's going to be via Skype. He's a director of the documentary Beasts of Whitehall, which will be airing on Look TV in April. Plus we have your weather for the Tri-North counties. But first, we've got these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, we have an update on the PFOA contamination in Hoosick Falls. The Central School District in Hoosick Falls is installing a carbon filter in its water supply to take preemptive measures. Now, recently, the town of Hoosick Falls has found high levels of PFOA in its water supply. Now, the school has its own source, which is separate from the town. Well, monthly checkups have shown the school's water is not contaminated. Now, we spoke with Ryan Bushner. He's a community information officer of the Hoosick Falls Central School District about these preemptive measures.
We're taking these actions as preventative measures. We're doing it preemptively. Our safety of our students and our staff is paramount, and we will do everything in our power to make sure that we maintain that safety.
Good moves. Well, in other news, if you've been in Lake George Village recently, you've probably noticed there's a lot going on. Well, 2 Lake George hotel projects are scheduled to debut this summer. Now, one of the projects is a Courtyard Marriott Hotel, which will include a year-round restaurant, conference space, and 119 rooms. Now, according to the developer, Dave Kenny, it's scheduled to open July 1st. Now, the other project involves Salim Amersi, who owns Surfside in Lake George, and he is remodeling one of the older buildings on that property. The new building will be environmentally friendly and open all year round. Congratulations to Dave. Switching from news to weather. Today was very cloudy, but warm, and temperatures were in the low 50s. Let's see how the weekend is shaping up. For a look at our weather, head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. Well, back to the news. Well, here's a subject that we're always very interested in. The Lake George Association would like to warn early season boaters about debris in the lake. A recent melting of the ice has damaged some docks and shoreline areas, and that tends to leave large objects floating just beneath the surface of the lake. Now, in an emergency, boaters can always dial 911 for the Marine Patrol or can reach officers on Marine Channel 16. Well, guess what? Now it's time for our weekly look at the movies with Jackson Murphy. Now, he'll give us an update on new movies at home and in the theaters.
Hi everybody, I'm Jackson Murphy with your Look TV Look at Movies. Finally, after months of build-up and anticipation, Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice has arrived. The epic showdown of the greatest DC comic book superheroes stars Henry Cavill as the Man of Steel, and for the first time, Ben Affleck as the Caped Crusader. Batman vs. Superman is rated PG-13. And for something completely different, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, the sequel to the 2002 ethnic relationship comedy. Stars John Corbett and Nia Vardalos are back, dealing with their rebellious teen daughter. And there's another wedding. It's rated PG-13. New at-home options include The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, the final chapter of the Jennifer Lawrence action franchise. And the comedy Daddy's Home, with stepdad Will Ferrell battling real dad Mark Wahlberg for the love of their kids. Enjoy the movies, everybody, and I'll see you back here next week. I'm Jackson Murphy.
Well, thanks very much, Jackson. You know, I don't know what it is about Will Ferrell, but I just look at his face and it makes me laugh, and that's a scene of him on that Harley going into the living room. I don't know. Look, we've got to recover here because I've got a story that's absolutely 180 from that. The fight against the heroin epidemic still rages on. Law enforcement officials from Warren, Washington, and Saratoga counties hope to take a giant step towards addressing the drug trafficking route from New York City to the upstate region. Training and intelligence sessions are going to start and will be held in Queensbury beginning next month. Now, the aim of this is to facilitate the exchange of information among law enforcement officials to target the big players in heroin trafficking. Now, as you know, we're very concerned about this issue, and we will keep you updated and have interviews and do whatever we can to update you on the key developments on this topic as it develops. Next, I sit down with Gary Guilfoyle and Denny Fillmore. Now, they're the co-race directors of Code Blue's Blue Needs You. That's an 8K run that's happening this weekend in Saratoga. And I also talk with Seth Breedlove. Now, we're going to do that via Skype. He's the director of the documentary Beasts of Whitehall. It's about Bigfoot. And we're going to be airing that on Look TV in April. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000.